Hello, everyone. Welcome to SNG's very first business spotlight. And I'm so excited to kick off this giving initiative where we support small businesses and share their amazing work with the world. And today is a very special day for me. Not only is it the first SNG interview, but the person who is the first interview is someone who's very special to me. It's my lovely big sister, Asha Placide. And Asha Placide is the wonderful baker at Whisked Flour Co. Aisha, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm so excited to have you. I'm so excited to do this with you. This is amazing.
Yeah, exciting.
All right. So before we get into like the nitty-gritty questions, I have a very important question. Life or death question. If you could
Okay.
only eat one cake for the rest of your life, what cake are you eating, Aisha?
For the rest of my life, oh my
Rest of your
goodness,
life. If you can only eat one cake.
I think I'll just have to go basic then and just be vanilla.
Vanilla?
Be vanilla. Because guess what? You say one cake for the rest of your life, but you
Yeah.
didn't say if I can add stuff to it. So if I add some
Ah.
strawberries, some whipped cream, or some chocolate, or some pecans, like if I could dress up vanilla.
Oh, I
I
didn't
can make
think
vanilla
about
work.
it. See, I set myself up for that question. I asked the baker, and you went all baker on me. Okay, touche, touche. I was gonna be like, okay, so we're gonna get into like some questions about like business and like what you do. So we can just start really quickly. Just like tell us about yourself and tell us about Whisk Flower Company and like your journey with that.
Okay, so I am the small business owner of Whisked Flour Co. It is my baby, near and dear to my heart. I have been baking now for 8 years, but Whisked Flour Co. was birthed probably about 3 years ago. I'm a mom, a wife, and I'm just all into baking.
That's so lovely. And for the record, I would like to add that before Aisha got started into this, I gifted her a baking class one day. Her, and our other sister. And I feel like it changed their lives. You know what I'm saying? Anyways,
We'll have to
um,
talk about that.
yeah, we do, we do. No,
We
but
really have to talk about it. I mean, if we want to jump into the journey, I can really get into the journey
mhm,
because, I'll just be transparent. I never wanted to bake. It was
mhm,
not something that I dreamed of doing. It's not something that I thought that I will be doing today. But as we all know, we started off with a different company and it was a two-person show. And after about 5 years, sister was like, I don't want to do this. I'm walking away. I'm tired. I want to live my life. Because bacon does, it takes away your weekends, takes away some of your family time. And, my house was and still is the front of baking. So
mhm.
she was like, we should just end the duo. And so I'm like, all right, cool. So then we started. Now it was her dream to bake. She's always had this dream, she always wanted to do it. And me being me, as any of my siblings will probably tell you, I have a get it done personality. So I'm
Yeah.
like, if that's what we want to do, we're going to do it.
Mhm.
So
This is true.
that's what she wanted to do. So I'm like, you got to tell me, but once we finna open a bakery. So that's just kind of how we are today.
Yeah, and I think that's a beautiful story. For those who don't know, our other sister Ashley, they had a joint company, and it was beautiful as well. And like she said, they decided to, split a little bit. And now with Flower Co. birthed 3 years ago, and it's doing amazing. So speaking of with Flower Co., like let's say I'm interested in getting a cake. I see you, or somebody told me about you, and so what does that process look like? Let's say I call you, hey Aisha, I want to get a cake. Like, can you walk me through the step by step process of your journey from like the beginning to like the delivery?
Okay. So the beginning usually starts with an inquiry via email, text message, or social media. Right now, our website is bringing in a lot of inquiries and Facebook as well. So if you want something, you'll go in. You can either go to the website, put in all the details where it has order inquiry, and it'll put all your details. You can even attach photos of what you're looking at, what you want, and then
Mhm.
it'll send us an email. Or you can just go to Facebook and send a DM and say, hey, I would like a cake for this day. And then we go over your details. We go over your serving size. We go over the nature of your event. We go over what you expect for your design, what you're looking at, and we get inspiration photos. At that point, then I get you a quote and we go from there. If you want to proceed, then you still have to complete your booking requirement. So I need all your information, not your social, but your name, your address, all the things. And then I will send you an invoice and you can pay your deposit and or in full. And then we get you there and we get you delivered. We usually offer delivery with all of our orders unless you choose not to. I just like delivering. I want to see who I've been talking to. I want to meet you and I want to make sure your product gets to the table safe. That's it. I have
Nice.
seen so many horror stories. I've been a part of some horror stories, and it's nothing like having your cake ruined on delivery by someone else. And I probably don't have time to fix it. But if I
Hmm.
deliver it and I see that something went wrong, I have an emergency kit that I can literally fix it
Oh,
and you will never know what happened. So I try to recommend delivery. It's always not an option. Sometimes some addresses are just a little bit too far for me, but we'll get you on the table as best as we can.
I love that. So a couple of things you said that stood out to me. You said you have an emergency kit. Like, what's in this emergency kit? Like, what is in that?
So in this emergency kit, it is all of your baking tools. Well, two of your baking tools, a spatula and a scraper. And
Mm.
it's custom to each person's order because if I have a green cake, I don't want to pack any extra pink icing. I need to
Ah.
save a little bit of icing from what your cake was. So I'll have whatever color your frosting was, usually just something left over, the spatulas, the tools. And if I did have any decorations that I added to your cake, like flowers or fondant accents, I need to have those just in case something goes
Ah.
wrong that I can fix it, cover it up, and you never know what happened. But
Yeah.
that's very rare. But I always have that emergency kit. There, I've been in so my very first time I had me solo. I had a incident on a delivery. I didn't have anything,
Oh.
and the lady needed her order, and I was already running late for delivery and Houston traffic slowed me down. And when I
Yeah.
looked down at the cake, one of the headphones had completely fallen off the cake.
Oh.
And so I had to do a troubleshoot and stop and go into Michael's and find something to help me fix this issue. Then I got with her. She loved the cake. I did tell her, like, I'm a few minutes late because
Hmm.
the
Of
headphone
course.
fell off.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, no worries.
Oh, that's nice.
So, but then and she was very, and she still comes back to this day. But it was just something that I learned from experience. I always have that emergency kit because you want to be able to fix something if something goes wrong.
That's I think it also is good on you just to be able to think in that situation specifically, to be able to think so quick and improvise, stop at Michael's and get that because most people probably panic in that situation. I probably would panic. I'd be like, what I, and just yeah. Like,
And I have like in the baking community, I have some baker friends who like will call me in their moments of like, what do I do?
mm,
How do I fix this? And I'm like, okay, well, first we're gonna breathe.
yeah.
And then we're gonna fix it because I also live at the model for me when I'm doing this is it's just cake. You
Yeah.
know, there are some harder things in life that people go through,
Hmm.
and this cake is just cake.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think
So,
that's
and when you
beautiful.
look at it like that, like, why do I have a piece of cake upsetting me? Like,
Yeah.
it's cake.
That's a beautiful mindset. I love that. Oh man. So that's almost like a horror story. So what are some of your like you have like a proud like one of your proudest give me like two of your proudest moments as a baker like and your as a business owner. What are some of your proudest moments?
I guess from one of my proudest moments would be when I created something that I have never done before,
Mm,
and it was just better than expected. I think the cake that I go back to that I've done that was like that for me, and I'm pretty sure there's more, but it would be a cake where I created a shark head coming out of it. Now, when the client sent over this photo, I'm like, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm real,
yeah,
like bring it on.
yeah, of course.
And then I started, and it was the day, and it was time to prep and get ready. I've never made a shark head. I don't even know how to draw. Okay, so here I am with Rice Krispie treats and fondant, like, make this shark head.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And
Oh wow,
she loved it, her son loved it. But I think at the end of that, I kind of stepped back and was like, oh,
I did
oh,
it.
I can
Nice.
do that, which, it's a blessing and it's a curse at the same time because I did that once and now I feel like I can just create anything and I can't.
I mean, hey, I don't know. You never know. You made a shark head. That's huge. So,
Right.
so you mentioned like you have your prep day. So how I guess it depends on the size of the cake and what the client asks for. But what's the typical like time for you to make a cake or bake a cake and whatnot?
So I truly, honestly, I can get a cake done in about 2 days or so. Gives me
Oh,
time to bake and prep, and I can have it out the door by the next day. But for me, I like to try to get my prep done earlier in the week. As far as if you have any designs that are like fondant designs or cupcake toppers or making my dough for my cookies, I can go ahead and get started on that and then put it to the side to where when it's time for me to bake your cake, then we'll get to it. So,
mm,
today is Thursday and I have 100 cupcake order due this weekend.
hmm.
I'm to starting to do the prep on that today. So
Oh, okay.
you'll see a lot of, I did my grocery store run yesterday.
Ah,
So
okay.
it's just it's truly an all week process when it comes to getting something done. There's always a day that you could be doing something during the week. I try to take my Mondays off. My Mondays are personal for me
Yeah, I get it.
because I'm working Saturdays and Sundays. But
Hmm.
Tuesdays through Fridays to get these orders done by Fridays and Sunday. I'm sorry, by Saturday and Sunday, then, that's what. But, at
Yeah.
least starting by Thursdays is ideal. If I start doing things on Tuesdays, I mean, I'm real, like, I'm on it.
Okay, that's nice. Okay. It reminds me of like sitcoms because they rehearse all week and they have like a Friday the big showing. So they Monday they have like table reads, Tuesday table reads, and they have rehearsals Wednesday and Thursday, then Friday like the big day. And that kind of reminds me of what you just said. Like you kind of start your prep a little bit earlier and you get your groceries and then you start prep and then yeah, so that's cool. Like,
Yeah.
you have like the big
Yeah.
delivery day. That's awesome. If I remember correctly, you've done wedding cakes before.
I do weddings all the
Oh, waiting
time.
all the time. Nice, nice, nice. Is that like how, is that? Would you differentiate the pressure as far like a wedding cake or birthday cake, or is that what I'm saying?
In the beginning, before I got comfortable with doing weddings, there was it almost felt like a burden. Like, for a
Mm,
birthday party for a child's cake, it's easy. This is my expectations for a 4-year-old or however old.
mm-hmm,
But then when you have a wedding, I think with the stigma around weddings, it's my perfect day. Or if you
mm,
have a bridezilla or things must go right. In the beginning for me, it was a little nerve-wracking. It was,
mm,
oh my goodness, this has to be perfect. I can't do this, I can't do that. But I think over time, I've gotten so comfortable with my craft and I now only do what I know how to do when it comes to
uh,
weddings. There's no time for me to get stressed out or feel defeated or sometimes it is in the mental state before we even start a project we're already doubting ourselves
mm-hmm.
so move that to where a birthday cake and a wedding they are the same to me.
Nice. I love
And
that. Nice. Okay. And at the end of the day, it's just cake.
it's just cake, we got to
It's just cake.
remember
I love that.
that. It's just cake.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so I'm slowly wrapping up here. So how do you hope to get like with what you do and like what you do for the community? For the record, you are based out of Spring, Texas, and you travel. Can you like some like direct like circumference of what you deliver
So
to?
we're open to travel a lot of places. I mean, I've been as far as Pearland,
Mm,
Friendswood, even to Livingston if we're going north. I've even met people at, like, I would say, I guess, like a halfway point to get a cake to Dallas, you
Oh
know?
wow.
So I'm not boxed into Spring, Texas by any means, but there does that does include a delivery fee. And it just, if you want me there, you pay the delivery fee and you trust me to put those baked goods on your table, then that's what I'm gonna do. So, but our local area, the where we most are is our Spring, Texas, Conroe, Texas, Woodlands area.
Nice. Okay. That's awesome. And so, and like, what do you like? How do you hope to? I guess like, I guess for Whisk Flour, like, where do you see it going, or like what do you hope to achieve, like throughout your community and things like that with Whisk Flour Co.
So I think right now the growth of Whisked Flour Co. is unimaginable. We have grown so much, and I have I sometimes I feel like if I post a photo marketing something that I've done, I almost have to brace myself for the inquiries to come because I
Mm,
am the customer service, I am the grocery store, I am the baker, I'm the
ooh.
decorator, and the delivery driver.
Oh, okay, yeah,
So I've had to slow down on posting because when I post, they're like, oh yeah, I forgot. Let me get my child's order in. So
yeah,
I
and
think
that can,
the
yeah,
growth, yeah,
mhm,
the growth is just is unimaginable. And I did not think after 8 years in total, 3 years being with Flower Co., that we would be where we are. We live solely off of word of mouth and
mhm,
referral.
yeah,
I could not do my business without a referral and
mhm,
someone saying, hey, try them, go there. And that's just kind of where we are. Where I see with Flower Co. going, a lot of people in the hopes to create a brick and mortar and have a
mhm,
store. That's just not something I want to do. I think right now I am comfortable in being a cottage home based, doing what I know I can do, taking the amount of orders that I can take for a weekend and just leaving it at that. I think with the brick and mortar comes a lot of overhead. It
mhm,
comes with, I now have to have employees. I have to have, workers' comp and business insurance and all the things where it would take a lot out of me. And it already does for the week with me just being at home. So I can only imagine with an actual storefront that times five.
yeah,
Now we have to pay, all the things. So I think right now with the referrals with Flower Co is going to be continue to be amazing. I just want to be sure that everyone can have a nice cake at a decent price
mhm,
and not have to settle for something that they're not happy with at, a local grocery store, or you just want
yeah,
something different.
yeah,
So
something
I
special,
yeah, you just want like custom. I'm gonna call
yeah,
it
you
custom.
do. That's awesome. That's awesome. And so that's why I chose you, not just because you're my sister, but I've always admired, you know, the journey that you've been on with the baking business. And as a younger brother, I've always been inspired by you as you've been kind of doing it, like with being a mom, being a wife, and just being a sister, and being an aunt. And you wear many hats, and I've always been inspired by that. That's why I chose like you as like the first business to support in this thing. And so just like a little bit what I would want to do, because I think you're amazing. I think your cakes taste amazing. And I think somebody else should be able to experience that. So I feel like here at SNG, I want to be able to gift that gift to someone else. I want to give someone that pleasure, I guess. And so I think I'm going to start like reaching out and trying to see how we can formulate something like that to happen. To, maybe some type of like fill out form, and people nominate some of your clients that you work with. They can like nominate other people who might be able to benefit from this. I feel like I think that'd be a way to support you and also help somebody else, because I think that's what we're here at SNG. We're here to just like be generous and create waves of generosity throughout the community and throughout the world, while also letting people try your beautiful sweet treats that I've been pleasured to have a lot of my life. So I can, so I definitely feel like people should experience that as well. And then hopefully by doing this, it can bring Whisk Flour Co. to even another level. Even though I know you're trying to like
Right.
slow down. But hey,
Right, you never know. Like I say that, but we never know the direction like that it may go. We don't know what God's plans is for Whisked Flour
yes,
Co, but we are on board and I will be obedient. And that's just how it goes.
we love that. Okay, Aisha, do you have any last words? Anything you want to say to anybody who want to watch this?
I guess if you're watching and you have not heard about Whisked Flour Co, you can always just go to our website, whiskflourco.com, and you can reach out to us. You can look at our gallery on Instagram, TikTok. I don't really update it, but you can just check us out. And even if you don't want to order, if someone in your family they're interested in learning how to do what I do, I'm not opposed to teaching, hosting classes, and showing people the way. I think, in the beginning when we first started, resources were very limited, and there was this baking community, I guess, that was very selective and secretive, and they will find certain things, and oh no, I can't teach you, So I felt like I was doing a lot of trial and error, a lot of trial and error, a lot of Googling, trying to figure out things because bakers were like safeguarding information. And I've
Mm,
never wanted to be one of those people. I'm a very open book. If you ask me how I did something, I am going to tell you.
yeah,
It's not a secret. I want to share the knowledge. If God bless me to do it and get to that point, then I'm willing to share the knowledge to whoever asks.
nice. That's amazing. So people, just for the record, people can find you at your website, which is whiskflowerco.com.
Correct. Yes.
And then Instagram is also Whisk Flower Co.
Yes.
Facebook, Whisk Flower
Instagram.
Co.
Yes. TikTok with
Okay.
Flower Co. And yeah, all of them are with Flower Co.
Okay. Perfect. Well, Aisha, thank you for your time. This has been a pleasure.
Thank
I'm
you
so
so
happy. I'm
much.
so happy inside right now. I feel so good. This is amazing. Um, thank you so much. And we will be in touch about spreading the love in the streets.
Yes, well, I cannot wait, and I look forward to any future customers, new customers, old customers. Y'all are very welcome at a seat at my table.
Nice. All right. Bye.
Bye.